Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are driving this STI. This STI currently has no engine in it. We got this thing built yesterday. All we need to get this thing in the car is the clutch from ACT. ACT is so generous, they overnighted us a clutch. The unfortunate part is they overnighted it via FedEx. Via FedEx priority, which means guaranteed delivery by 10:30 a.m. It is currently 11:27 a.m. and they have not come. I'm hoping they still come today. They usually drop the ball, but we'll see. Are they gonna drop the ball? I guess we'll see. In the meantime, we have all of these parts to install and these parts to install on the engine. We also have to make our BBR hard inlet fit with our, I thought it was a FP Black Turbo, but it's actually a Blausch 3.5. So we got a few things we can get done as we're waiting on Mr. FedEx man. Update, it is currently 1:09. Our engine is ready to go in the car and we still have no clutch. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and set on the intake manifold and hopefully get this hard inlet pipe to work with the OEM manifold, but it's designed for an AMS or a Process West manifold. If we can get it to work, this thing's gonna make a whole lot more power. I'm pretty confident we can get this thing to fit. I'm gonna try to find a 15-degree angled 3-inch coupler, or maybe like a 20-degree angle, but it's a very, very close fit, and if it's close, I know we can get it to work. So I'm gonna go run and see if I can't find myself a nice little coupler for this thing. And then if we can get it to fit, I'm gonna strip it and powder coat it wrinkle black. I also did buy an intake from Bader as well. I need to go pick that up real quick, and I'm gonna powder coat that wrinkle black at the same time, just because we have this nice titanium ETS intake, but with the hard inlet, you do need to trim it, and I'm not about to trim a titanium intake. And Beta already has one that's trimmed for this setup. And guess what just showed up, my friends? ACT. FedEx came through only 3 hours and 10 minutes late. And usually they say if it's not here by their guaranteed time of 10:30 a.m., you can get money back, but he said because it's almost Christmas, they can't do it. I'm still gonna try, definitely try. All right, we got the intake, we got our inlet, and then I got an extra long 3-inch ID silicone coupler with a 22-degree bend on it. This should be perfect. Of course, we're gonna have to trim it down substantially, but I'd rather have it too long than too short. All right, a couple of minutes later, we got her to fit, and it fits surprisingly well. If we had one of those offset couplers to where it like comes out and then shifts over just a little bit, that would be better, but this one works well. So let's go ahead and pull the inlet back off, give it a sandblast, and slap down some splatter black powder coat from my guys at Prismatic Powders. Quick tip on wrinkle colors. If you bake it and it still looks shiny, bake it longer. Quick update. Intake manifold is on with the hard inlet. This thing turned out absolutely beautiful. Big shout out to Prismatic Powders for the splatter black powder coat. Let's do a little comparison versus the wrinkle black that comes on the ETS manifold. I'm convinced it's the same powder. And by the way, that's an intake, not a manifold, Devin. So we got that all situated, got new plugs in, properly gapped. Went ahead and did some new springs in the external gate. We went from a 7 PSI spring to a 14.5 PSI spring. And the main reason for that is because, of course, we want to make some jam with this setup, and a 7 PSI spring is not going to cut it. So much easier to do while it's outside of the car, and even outside the car, it's still a pain. Now all that's left to do is go ahead and slap the clutch on. It is getting super late. I did spend quite a bit of time kind of redoing some wiring and plumbing and whatnot on the intake manifold, so that all looks pretty good now. But yeah, let's go ahead and open up the clutch, see what we got. It is not a twin. They did not have a twin on the shelf ready to go, so we are not doing a twin on this car, but it's still one of my favorite clutches ever. I've ran this clutch, I think, in like 6 different builds, and it's nothing short of amazing. This is a clutch that was in the Hyperblue 8 that made 740 wheel and never skipped a beat. Let me pull up the torque rating on this clutch. I don't think we're gonna come near the torque rating, to be honest, but let me just double check, just so we don't do this twice. SB10HDSS. Sprung, high performance, organic disc. What a beautiful combo. This thing's rated for 522 foot-pounds, and I know we're not gonna go near that with this setup, so this is gonna be plenty. Let's go ahead, get her opened up, cleaned up, throw the engine up on the hoist, get the clutch and flywheel on, and go ahead, drop it in the car. That's my goal for the night, just to get it in. Sounds a little sus. We could get the car done and running, but I know that I'm getting freaking tired and I'm running off straight caffeine right now, so I don't want to mess something up. That tool right there, absolute game changer. All right, let's go ahead and put that thing right there into this thing. It took me 4 minutes and 26 seconds to install the motor, which is pretty fast, but I forgot the motor mounts, so I have to take it back out. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Very dumb. Four minutes the first time with no motor mounts on. Second time around, 25 minutes. Fought me the whole time. I met the goal of getting the motor in the car. Initially, I wanted to get the damn thing running, but shout out to FedEx for being slow. Here she is, back in the car. Tomorrow will be the day. See you boys then.